The views on a Breath of Fresh Air podcast reflects the parties involved, and we encourage you all to use it as a conversational tool that will lead to personal studies of your own.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Welcome to a Breath of Fresh Air podcast. Here with your hosts, Earl Roberts and Nakhaz Gay. As a young person, Christianity can be so foggy, like smoke in the mirrors and so unclear. But we're here to bring you a breath of fresh air.
We are the Tartan, the Rabsaris, and the Rabshakeh from Lachish, and along with us, a great army. Now listen up. Thus says the great king, the king of Assyria. What confidence is this in which you trust? You speak of having plans and power for war, but they are mere words. And in whom do you trust that you rebel against me? Now look, you are trusting in the staff of this broken reed, Egypt, on which if a man leads, it will go into his hand and pierce it? So is Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to whom you all trust in. But if you say to me, we trust in the Lord our God, is it not he whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah has taken away and said to Judah and Jerusalem, you shall not worship before this altar in Jerusalem? Now, therefore, I urge you, give a pledge to my master Sennacherib, king of Assyria, and I will give you 2,000 horses, if you are able on your part to put riders on them. How then will you repel one captain of the least of my master's servants, and put your trust in Egypt for chariots and horsemen? Have I now come up without the Lord against this place to destroy it? The Lord has said to me, go up against this land and destroy it.
Isaiah chapter 36 just isn't about an ancient battle. It's a reminder of how we respond when fear tries to silence our faith. The mighty Assyrian Empire marches against Judah, and King Hezekiah faces a terrifying test of faith, surrounded by threats, taunts, and overwhelming odds. The question is clear. Will God's people trust in human power or in the living God? As always, be blessed and enjoy. All right, y'all ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do this. All right, so welcome back to another episode of a Breath of Fresh Air podcast here with your host,
Nakhaz Gay.
Earl Roberts, and our special guest who has not been here since episode 93.
Episode 93?
I checked.
No
episode
way.
93.
But I told you it was way back, bro.
Literally
No
3
way,
years
bro.
ago.
See, David and the Philistines, because I knew it was when he was fighting for Michael that time. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah, so our special guest, MC, theologian,
Yeah.
fly guy himself, Wilfredo. Yes, sir. You know what? I think I'm going to add the applause. In the
Applause, yeah. Post.
Do some applause.
Yes. No, bro, it's good to be back here, man.
What's been new with you, man? Give the people an update. What's been
man.
new in your life? How are things going?
Man, I can say God is, man, he's just faithful.
Amen.
Faithful. He's good. I'm in Oklahoma right now. Able to be a first-time homeowner.
Amen.
What else? Man, just that, man. Honestly, just I feel like I've been I'm in the wilderness for real, like literally.
John the Baptist with it.
Yeah, man. I've been working in construction, and I feel like that's been also like metaphorically like where I'm at in my life and in my relationship with God, where it's felt like I'm like reconstructing stuff again. And so as I'm like I'm renovating the house that I live in, and it's been like literally like I feel like my spiritual walk, my walk with God, and like just taking things down to put like new walls up and just, bro, it's costly. But I've been learning, bro. It's costly, bro. You want to renovate, you want the old, you want the new, and you got to get rid of the old. Like, not only will it cost you like to get rid of it, but also like just getting the material to like put these new things in. Not just like financially, also like if you're doing it yourself. I've been doing it myself with my brother-in-law. And he's just like, he keeps saying this phrase, he's like, bro, I got the sweat equity. You know, you don't gotta pay me, I got the sweat equity, man. I work. And so we've been doing that ourselves. And it's been like, I feel like writing a book about it, to be honest, bro.
But you can tell you can tell the wordsmith, right? And it's like a Venn diagram, right? We got rapper, pastor in the middle, wordsmith going on. Because you ask him, how are you doing? You know what I'm saying? First time homeowner. And, you know, we're reconstructing. And I feel like that's what it's like in my walk with God too. You know, walls are being broken down. I was about to shout out. He was like, you know, but you can't to get to the new. You have to get rid of the old. And it's costly. You know
costly,
what I'm saying?
bro.
It's a cost. You know, I'm like, okay. I don't know if you preaching or you rapping, bro, but you spitting nonetheless. You know what I'm saying?
Oh boy.
You smithing right now, bro.
For sure.
As long as it ain't Will. But
Mercy.
Because we are not getting canceled.
Mercy.
But that's good though, bro. I just can't believe so much time has passed, bro.
That's wild.
We are on episode, what is it like?
It's gonna be 261.
261?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yes, bro.
Yeah,
and we drop
buddy.
weekly, so it's 52 episodes a year. You know what I'm saying? So you can do the math, bro.
Yeah.
Been 3 years ago.
Yes, sir.
It's wild, but
Wow,
God
that was
has
3 years ago.
God has been great, man. God has been great. Like that's definitely a blessing, and we definitely appreciate having you back on the podcast.
Oh, definitely, man.
Oh my
That's
God,
glad. It's good to see y'all still going.
Yeah, bro.
bro.
We ain't really growing, but we going. Like, we're growing personally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In our walk. But it's like, sometimes I just feel like, bro, I don't even know how to tackle promoting. Because I'm the type of person, I don't like to like glorify myself that much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, even if I have a song or something that does well, I don't want to be the one doing the accolade and trying to push. So I don't do that. I just put a song out and I hope it goes well. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to marketing, you know what I'm saying? You got to be persistent. You got to do this. And that's not something that I'm used to doing. And I feel like the podcast could be so much further if I did that. But to me, it just seems so pretentious. Like, if I have a good opinion, I clip it and we put it out. Or if I have an opinion that's kind of like dicey, you know, that people might disagree with. Polarizing, right? That's a sure way to get people, you know, looking. But I don't think that's an excuse. That's just me expressing myself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
for
definitely
sure.
need to do better.
To me, I mean, like me and Kaz talk about this. Like, I feel like every year, a couple of times during the year, like how we can promote the podcast better. But it really just comes down to time and energy and effort. I mean, because again, we don't pull in any money from this. So everything here is our personal money, our personal time, our personal sweat equity.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, like, do we have goals? Like, I mean, like when we first like started this, and even as we started to get going, like I have a vision in my mind of what it could be. Like even beyond a podcast, it could be a whole outreach. It could be a whole way to like give back to the homeless. It could be like a whole ministry in itself, just outside of just a weekly podcast. Even the podcast would be like the foundation. But again, it takes time and energy. But like we know what we have to do. It's just actually making it done. Like, and then you always have all the excuses, right? Like my boy just had a baby. You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
I just got married. Like it's
Oh, neck bro, congratulations.
appreciate
He
it.
got married the day after Nola was born.
Literally.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Literally.
Or I should say Nola came the day before he's getting married. You know, that was in the plan. So, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the next thing, right? So like I ain't been on social media in almost like 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it's the next thing is like to come back on and promote, I have to come back on social media too. So it's like getting back in that swing of things. So that's like I'm like people don't really know what's really happening in my life if you ain't really in my close circle.
Yeah.
Because like, yeah, life happening. But God is still good, man. Like God is still good. Like, and to your point, the dedication, bro. Like to been doing this now for literally like, bro, is
5 years, bro.
it's like legit 5 years, bro, because we started September of 2020.
Oh
bro.
my
like, this
goodness,
is,
bro.
But we're literally like recording this like on like the anniversary weekend of the podcast, bro.
Bro, that
That
is
is
crazy,
wild.
bro.
That is wild, yo.
So legitimately 5 years, like exactly.
5
We've been
years.
releasing this
Oh my
podcast,
goodness.
bro.
Yeah.
To do it like every week. Like that's just insane.
Think about this though, bro. If you speak at least once a week, right, for an hour, 5 years, you know how wrong you are though. Like if you think about, because just by like statistically, you know how many bad takes you would have given over the course of 5 years, bro.
No, but look at the positive side of this, bro. Like if you guys were to go heavy in the marketing, you have 5 years of material.
For sure.
Bro, we got
Like,
content.
that's crazy.
For sure,
you
man.
already, I think you've done, or you guys are continuously doing what is like the most difficult thing for anyone that starts anything, which is being consistent.
Yeah.
You know, where it's just like, bro, now if you just literally like, I mean, I don't know how you guys do it with long form content or not, but it's just taking like little snippets as you were mentioning and just, you know,
Putting it out there.
putting it out there. Because most people, I mean, you guys do it what, like once a week or every day?
Once a week.
Once a
Woo,
week.
Every day, bro.
Every day, bro.
No, this is relevant.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. But literally just take like just that aspect of like, man, well, let's just make this promotional thing for like just this week, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Bro, you already got 5 years, bro.
And then like the thing about it too now is like, guys, we're gonna get to the actual episode of it. But
Yeah.
the thing about it too, like now when like in the world of AI, it's so much easier to do that because like you literally have an AI
Tool.
tools, like you just
Yeah.
like upload this whole episode, pull out the clips that
Cut
would
it,
most
yeah.
likely to go to viral, and then pull it up
Yeah.
for you, but do the words to the bottom. Truly and truly, we ain't got that much excuse. We just need the time.
yeah.
Just need the time. But God is faithful, man. God is faithful.
God is
Always.
faithful, bro. And at the end of the day, regardless, you know, like how, like you know what we say all the time, like God will provide a lamb, right? Like,
Amen.
obviously, we do the work. You know what I'm saying? Like we doing the ministry. Like this is more than a lot of people that are Christians do, and that's no shade. But there are people that are audience. You know what I'm saying? Even though we should all be working in some type of way, but there are people that's audience, and there are people that's like ministering in some capacity. And by the grace of God, we can say for 5 years we've been ministering
Amen.
in that way.
It's beautiful, bro.
You know what's even interesting too? Like even the last like month, I wouldn't say random people because these people are actually like in my like friends and stuff, but like how much people who I didn't expect to actually be listening to the podcast. It's been like, you know, bro, I actually like God bless from like one of y'all old episodes. Like I've been listening to. I'm trying to get back and caught up. And I'm like, listen to the podcast.
Bro, you going back?
You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't go back to nobody's content, bro. I
Like you
appreciate
going
you, though.
back, bro. I'm like, yo, that's what's up. And because here's the thing, right? Like, yo, and some episodes we record months in advance sometimes just we know stuff coming up and like, you know, when we blow through our reserves, now we're back to like we're recording this the day before it's going to be released.
Right.
Yeah.
But like sometimes if we record 3 episodes in the weekend, bro, by the time we get done, I can't tell you everything I said in episode 1. I'm trusting the Holy Spirit just
I'm
used me as a
telling you, bro.
vessel.
I'm telling you.
But like, and like to me, that's how I know the Holy Spirit is working, right? Because when people could come back and say, talk to me about an episode that I remember saying things, but I don't really remember what I was saying.
Yeah.
Now, and that's just because of how much we've been doing it, but it's like, oh, that episode that like, as I'm talking, I'm like, oh yeah, like, and I remember the story, I remember like the verses, I remember like how I was feeling in that moment. And I actually have a conversation about you about that, but like, I'm like, yo, God is good because I'm happy you got something from it.
Yeah.
And it's even sometimes like the most randomest episodes too, like I wouldn't say throwaway episodes, but like, you know, like how you might read something in the Bible that don't really affect you that way, but you're still talking about it because we kind of have to.
Yeah.
But someone, that story was something they was going through right then in their life.
Yes, bro.
And us talking about it gave them new perspective on a new understanding on a situation that they're going through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all power to God.
Yeah, bro. That's the beauty of the word, that it's a living word,
Amen.
you know, and it's forever like it's a generative word. It continues to unfold and generate life. Like even if you're speaking it may not be like impacting you, but you just speaking it, you become like a conduit, just a vessel.
Mhm.
And somebody that has like, you don't even know what they're going through, it's speaking to them exactly. Like that's like, bro, you got 5 years of it.
Oh, that's crazy.
It's wild. It's wild to think about
That's
it.
dope,
That was
bro.
good, though.
God is faithful. God is faithful. Hey, Cass, it's the infamous Bible study was getting talked about it.
Oh yeah, because like during the wedding weekend, the Bible study that led to this podcast was like the bedrock for him even being introduced to his wife. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Isabel. Your coworkers, you know what I'm saying? They would come to the Bible study. They invited their cousin, you know what I'm saying? And then the rest was history.
And that's how we met. So like during the wedding,
Blessing,
right?
bro. I need to join these Bible
There was
studies.
I'm telling you, bro, you tap in, bro.
Join these Bible
You
studies.
just
bro.
might find your wife.
You need to tap in, bro. I'm telling
Just
you.
might find your wife. So during the wedding, there was like different, like multiple references to the Bible study that like we met. And Kaz was like, I was at this.
I feel like I need some
I was
royalties or something, bro.
co-owner
Like,
of the Bible study. What are
We
we
need some
doing?
royalties, bro.
like, I need some, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Every 6 months.
For sure, bro.
For real.
That is hilarious.
But I'm excited for this episode, y'all.
This episode is going to be
I
good.
think I don't think we should go into Proverbs.
I was going to skip it. I was
Yeah.
going to skip it just because we have a guest. And yeah. Let's just, what you want to do? Just want to hop in?
Yeah, just go straight to Isaiah 36.
Isaiah 36.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. Call it.
All right. So I can start. Like, how you guys want to run it? We just want to like start reading. We discuss as we go.
Yeah, I think read. Anybody got something to say at the time? You know what I'm saying? We could just.
All right. Let's run. Let's run it.
interject. Yeah.
Let's run it. Let's run it.
man.
So, this kind of story we covered already, but I'll be hearing from a different perspective because this story was covered in 2 Kings 18.
Yep.
So, let's go. So, now it came to pass in the 14th year of King Hezekiah that Sennacherib, king of Assyria, came up against all the fortified cities of Judah and took them. Then the king of Assyria said to Rabshakeh,
My dog rap.
The jury is still out on how to pronounce that gentleman's name.
Rab Shaki.
My vote is Rob Shakay. Oh no,
Rabshakeh?
we got 3 different pronunciations in one room right
Call them
now.
the Robs, bro.
Just Rob.
Just Rob.
Just Rob.
Yeah.
All right. So sent Rob with a great army from Lachish to King Hezekiah of Jerusalem. And he stood by the aqueduct from the upper pool on the highway of the fuller's field. And Eliakim, the son of Hilkiah, who was over the household, Shebna the scribe, and Joah the son of Asphah the recorder came out to him. And then the Rob said to them,
Hold on.
Don't Rob.
Yo. So like, bro, this is like setting the scene
Mhm.
for not just the rest of this chapter, but like there's a moment of you had mentioned yesterday, Kazi, we were talking about like, yo, like the whole book is just prophetic.
Mm-hmm.
Prophetic. This is where now like prophecy meets history.
Mm-hmm.
This is where now like it starts to like, this is the culmination of like, okay, we've been talking about it. Now
it
we're
shall
stepping
come to
into
pass.
it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the first person that comes into the scene is like, okay, you know, Hezekiah, the king from Assyria. I can't even pronounce his name. Sennacherib.
Sennacherib. That's my
Yeah, there you go. I don't even know. And then you have like he's going against the cities, but then the king of Assyria sent not just Robs, it's the Robs.
Yeah.
You know, when and that right there, I started looking in because like, wait a second, that's not necessarily like his name.
It's a title.
It's a title,
Yeah.
right? The king's cupbearer. You know, it's like a little translation of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more of just like the field general
Mm-hmm.
is stepping in. And where does he go to? Where does out of anywhere he could have gone to Judah, where does he go to?
Where did it say?
The aqueduct.
The aqueduct.
The aqueduct.
Okay.
I mean, what's obviously there? It's the water.
The water. Yeah.
Mhm.
The water reserve. So you want to talk about a person that is letting you know off rip, he's menacing. He's going to your life, like your livelihood.
Okay. Okay, I get what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
You see?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Bro, this man's like, oh, okay, yeah. And I'm not gonna meet you at the gate. Like, I'm gonna meet you where you
at your water supply.
at your water supply
Yeah.
to let you know, like,
Bro, I here for business, bro.
I'm not here to play.
I wanna shout out who I call Isaiah alumni right now. They just mentioned Hilkiah and Shebna. If y'all been listening in the book of Isaiah, when we were in chapter 22, chapter 22, during the prophecy, when God was so upset with Judah, he was chastising Shebna, saying, "Bro, you
build a big mausoleum,
yeah,
right?
you build a mausoleum as if you sure you know you're not gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Or wait, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm gonna protect you, but y'all not living right. Y'all living foul." And then he lifted up Eliakim. You see what I'm saying? They were both scribes. They were both right hand men in the Judah monarch or whatever. So now we see Rabshakeh is what the Assyrians call their cupbearer or their chief of princes XYZ. And now we have Shebna, Hilkiah, who share the same title, the same role,
Yeah.
and they are also scribes. They coming together to negotiate on behalf of their kings. You know?
Yeah, so it's like the administrative team
Yep.
of like each government.
Yep.
You know, it's like stepping in. And what's crazy is that, man, since you guys have been going with Isaiah, Can you call back the significance of that place?
Of which place?
The water, the aqueduct.
I cannot, bro. Give it to us, bro.
Bro. So the location of it, bro, is
The highway to fullest field.
it's actually where Hezekiah's father met when he was like,
With Isaiah?
huh?
Where he met who? Isaiah?
Yeah.
In Isaiah 7?
And he had and he had to
Bro,
negotiate.
that is crazy. Oh, that is crazy, bro. I like that, bro. I like that. But let me tell you why I say that's crazy.
Yeah, no, I want to hear. That's why
Let me tell you why I say that's crazy, bro. If we go to 2 Kings chapter 18, right? And we learn about Hezekiah.
Yeah.
We see that Hezekiah did right in the eyes of God. He broke down all of the high places and stuff like that, right? And in the midst of doing everything that's right, Hezekiah says, I am not going to pay tribute to the Assyrians anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
He discontinues something that his father had already started, right? Why is that significant? Because in Isaiah chapter 7, the Syrians and the Israelites were trying to war with the nation of Judah.
Yeah.
And Isaiah was prophesying to Ahaz, who was Hezekiah's father, that, hey, y'all are gonna get a little beat up a little bit, but y'all are gonna be preserved.
Yeah.
And how do I know for sure? How can I guarantee you that y'all are gonna be preserved? By telling you that the Messiah is going to come, the virgin will conceive. I am giving you a definitive answer that y'all are not going to be wiped out, right? And what does Ahaz do in return? After getting a sign, which God say, hey, ask me a sign and I'll prove it to you. He say, I don't even want to ask you a sign, right?
Yeah.
But God give it to him anyway. What does he do next? Forms an alliance with the Assyrians. Directly contradicting what God just told. God say, hey, I'm going to protect you. And he say, I don't know. I am going to form an alliance with the Assyrians. And that's the same chapter that you referenced. You see what I'm saying? With the water. So now, these same people that you came to for deliverance are the ones that's attacking you at the same water, the same place. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that's crazy.
And it's the same choice needs to be made. Who are you going to trust? That's the question that Isaiah was bringing up to the father. And now that's the same question that's being repeated again.
Yep.
And I was looking into like that particular thing because that's like a motif that happens a lot in scripture. And I found out there's even like a name for it. It was like it's moral geography, where like some places, or some like types of places don't just, oh, it's a space. No, it's like this is a space where like theology, like where God happens, and it's a reminder. And you'll probably keep there's like a deja vu of these places, and you'll keep going. The
Like Mount
wilderness
Sinai.
with Isaiah,
Yeah.
the wilderness with Jesus, the wilderness. You know, I mean, even like with the church, I feel like somewhere in the wilderness. The Mount Moriah. You know, the fact that it's like the place of sacrifice. It started with Abraham, but then later on, that's where David now puts the first temple. You know, you got Mount Sinai or Mount Horeb.
Yeah, Mount
That's
Horeb
where
with Moses. Moses sees God.
the burning bush.
Yeah.
And then he's like, if you bring them back here so you can see I'm trustworthy. When he brings them back, that's where he descends. You know.
Isn't that where they transfigured as well?
And that's where... I don't know if that's where he transfigured, but that's also where Elijah spoke to God and heard the silent voice.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, bro, and I hope I'm not mistaken, but that same mountain is where transfiguration happened.
Probably.
I'll double check.
That's that same mountain. So now you see Elijah was on the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Moses was on the mountain. Jesus was on the mountain. So
with Moses and Elijah.
With Moses and Elijah. You catch what I'm saying? So it was like the fullness, the fulfillment of this thing. And that's just how you could see how, I don't mean this in a bad way, but how circular the Bible is, where everything is connected. You see what I'm saying? Where you think you connect one dot, you go around and it's another dot being connected, etc. And further proof that man couldn't have written.
No. And it's crazy because I feel like with Jesus, what he does too is like he then goes back into these certain spaces and picks the ball up where it was dropped. So like for example, like the Garden of Eden, right? That's the fumble, right? And then you have the Garden of Gethsemane, you know, and then you have the tomb, which is a garden.
Okay,
because she mistaken him as a gardener.
Bro, let me cook for a second, bro.
Well, please,
I got a poem, right? I did it AY a few times, right? It's about the resurrection, and it's a simple bar. I'm sorry I even hyped it up a little bit, but I say when Mary came to the tomb, they thought Jesus was the gardener because he rose already. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talking about a wordsmith, bro. The wordsmith over here.
I got a couple tricks in my bag still. You know what I'm saying? But
also for the Mount of Transfiguration, they say it's Mount Tabor. That might be the
Tabor.
Yeah.
But that's not the same in a different name, right? That's not
No.
Sinai. Okay.
Right.
Well,
Well,
I
it was a good
wish
theory.
it is a good theory, bro. It would have been
That
just
would
a
have been
perfect.
flawless,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm telling you, bro. But I'm sure there's some significance for that.
No,
mountain
but
too.
there's so much more like reoccurrences. Like,
I got one too though. Egypt, right? So the first when we first get introduced to Egypt, it was like, oh, they enslaving you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it was a big push to say, don't go back to Egypt, don't go back to Egypt. And then when Jesus came, he was in trouble from his own people, from Herod. You know what I'm saying? And he used Egypt. You know what I'm saying? To be his freedom. So it's like the opposite. Like Egypt had this bad connotation, and now I've come to redeem them in that way. So I get what you're saying, bro.
yeah, no, bro, it's wild, bro. When you think about like just there's that significance of that same spot is where his father had to make a decision.
Yep.
And now in his, I guess you say like reign, he has to make the same decision. And you have this dude, bro, that's just there. And what's crazy is that they mentioned also that he came from somewhere. I can't pronounce it.
Lachish.
Lakesh.
Yeah.
Bro, and I was looking into that, and there's actually a wall that, and this is actually the picture of it. I was looking it up. There's actually a picture of it, and you don't even put this on screen when you do it, but this actually is a depiction. It's Assyrian, and it's actually the story of how they took over Lakesh.
Oh wow.
So this is actually like
History.
historical evidence that this actually happened in year 701.
701 BC.
And so and even the conversation that the king of Assyria is having, there's this a prism, this cuneiform like cylinder. And in it, he's talking about how he conquered like 46 different like Judean cities, and then even mentions Hezekiah by name.
Yeah.
But in the information of like the documentation of like his reign,
Yeah.
he mentions about him laying siege. But when it comes to like actually overthrowing Jerusalem, like it never mentions that.
Oh.
Which is also historically
Correct.
and biblically accurate.
Yep.
So outside of the Bible, there's extra biblical evidence that this actually did happen.
Yep.
And the people that are mentioned, like, bro, that's huge.
Yeah. In 2018, archaeologist Elliot Mazar announced the discovery of a clay seal impression, the Bulla in Jerusalem. And the seal dates to the 8th century during the reign of King Hezekiah. And it also has the name Isaiah in that.
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's huge, bro. And so that stage up of like this whole setup of like, yo, like you're mentioning, like it's not just them, but now you got Eliakim, you got, Shibna, that's how you pronounce his name. All these individuals like setting up the stage. And I feel like my favorite part of this whole chapter is like about to begin now.
All right, let's get to it.
Movie.
Let's get to it.
All right, so then the Rab said to them, say now, Hezekiah, thus says the great king, the king of Assyria, what confidence is this in which you trust? I say you speak of having plans and power for war, but they are mere words.
Mercy.
Now in whom do you trust that you rebel against me? Look, you are trusting in the staff of this broken reed, Egypt, on which if a man leans, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So is the Pharaoh, king of Egypt, to all who trust in him. But if you say to me, we trust in the Lord our God, is it not he whose high places and whose altars Hezekiah has taken away, and said to Judah and Jerusalem, you shall worship before this altar? Now, therefore, I urge you to give a pledge to my master, the king of Assyria, and I will give you 2,000 horses, if you are able on your part to put riders on them. How then will you repel one captain of the least of my master's servants, and put your trust in Egypt for chariots and horsemen? Now I have come up without the Lord. How have I come up without the Lord against this land to destroy it? The Lord has said to me, go up against this land and destroy it.
Yo.
Yep. Let's go.
Right there, bro.
Let me just pose a quick question before you cook. That last line, you think that's cap? You think he lying? Like God tell me come and kill y'all, but it's the same God. Y'all praying. You think, or you think
So for that particular, either he heard a sermon from Isaiah, or he's just straight up like just saying
trash
it.
talk. Yeah.
But whatever it is, like he's hitting like the nail on the head. Bro, this man, when I was like thinking about it, bro, this is like the craziest like speech. It reminded me of like, I don't know if you're like ever seen like WWE.
Yeah.
With the promos, like
cutting the promo.
Yeah, bro, they cut the this man's cutting like the craziest promo, like to Hezekiah, and
It's all good.
one of the things that's crazy is it's happening again in the washers field. This is something I highlighted. I wanted to share is that it's happening in a very common place where ordinary labor happens. Like this is where people just wash clothes, bro. Like an ordinary workplace,
And that's what they have in the speech?
and that's what they're having the speech, bro.
Oh, that's kind of crazy.
Which, like, when I took that today, because I was trying to find like, well, how's that like happening today? It's like, you know, a lot of the things that we go through in the conversations that we're having with like very serious decisions happen mainly not just in like churches, or they happen like in our workplace, like in the everyday life,
Yeah.
or where these things are happening. And then you're having this dude come out of nowhere saying the craziest thing. And from the very beginning, the disrespect is there. He's using, I don't know if you like, I mean, what have you guys picked up from Isaiah every time he talks on behalf of the Lord? What's always the introduction? And it's the reverse. Thus says the great king, right? You know, and you think it's talking about, oh, Yahweh, or like how he brings it in. He's like, no, the great king, the king of Assyria. And then he never addresses Hezekiah as king. He just says Hezekiah.
Ooh.
Like, I'm not even acknowledging your royalty.
Yeah.
Bro, like,
You're nothing to me.
because you're nothing to me, bro.
What got me too, he's like, bro, I'm coming to talk to you, but this is the least of my master's army, bro.
Yeah.
And you can't even take me.
Yes, bro.
That's what, like, your boy was like,
Disrespect.
they send me to come talk to you, bro.
Yo, it's propaganda like at its finest. What he's doing, he's breaking them down theologically. He's breaking them down like just dismissively, being disrespectful. The way he even goes about just the first conversation of it all, the question that's really like throughout the whole speech, this first speech, is about trust. He keeps using the word trust and trust and trust. Who are you trusting in? Who are you trusting? Are you going to put your trust in this? And he's not disregarding God's existence. But what he is doing is just like trying to relocate the trust. Like, why are you putting your trust in God in this? Why are you putting this? Like, put it in us. Like, I can do something for you. Like, I have the track record of beating whoever I go up against.
For sure.
You know, in fact, was it Lakesh?
Yep.
Like, that was a fortified city.
Yeah.
Heavy.
But the text starts by saying that they had already conquered all of the fortified cities.
Which is terrifying.
Yeah, all, bro. Like, this is a country.
I was going to get to that. Yeah, keep
And they
going.
said all of the fortified cities they had already conquered, and now they're making the speech. You know, because they could have started the negotiation before laying siege to anything. They could have come and say, "Hey, you know what I could do? We could do this the easy way or the hard way." But they say, "No, I can give you a taste of this carnage, and then I gotta negotiate because now I have all of the leverage."
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's pretty much trying to like, let's. I'm gonna break you down psychologically. Like, before we swing anything, I want to break you, just so that you could just give up. You know. And this dude is like super like educated, just in the way he speaks. I was in the English. I was reading from the ESV when he says, you know, thus says the king, the great king, the king of Assyria, on what do you rest this trust of yours, right? And what he's doing there, he actually uses trust 2 times in the Hebrew, but he uses the root word and then uses trust like different forms of it to like reinforce all that stuff. So he's like, what he's saying is initially is, what is this trust with which you have trusted?
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what? And he's like, yo, this dude's like already off the rip. This is the point. And now I'm just gonna go like meticulously.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep poking at that same point.
I'm gonna keep poking that same point. Your words, they're mere words. They're mere words, bro. And the mere words he's talking about is Isaiah's entire speech.
Yeah.
And I would say it's Isaiah's entire like vocation.
Okay, what do you mean?
Like everything
That he's
is
about.
Isaiah.
Yeah.
Because everything that Isaiah does has been prophetic discourse.
Mhm.
I am the voice. I'm being the voice of God at this moment. And this guy's just like,
Oh, you said Isaiah, bro. I don't know why I heard Hezekiah. That's why I said, what did you mean?
oh yeah, no, Isaiah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Isaiah.
So it's just like, bro, like your whole entire like currency as a person, as this thing, like
It's riding on this. It's riding on this right here.
this guy, it's mere words.
Yeah, but let me tell you why that's fascinating though, because for the last like 10 chapters in
Yeah.
even Isaiah, right? There's been prophecy about this same scenario, bro. Even when they not talking about this, they talking about this, bro. I could give you an example in Isaiah chapter 30, verse 1-3. Woe to the rebellious children, declares the Lord, who carry out a plan, but not mine, and who make an alliance, but not of my spirit, who set out to go down to Egypt without asking my direction, to take refuge in the protection of Pharaoh. Therefore shall the protection of Pharaoh turn to your shame, and the shelter in the shadow of Egypt to your humiliation, right? And so we've been through this where we see they turn to Lebanon, they turn to Lebanon, they turn to Ethiopia, they turn to Egypt and stuff like that. And God just saying, hey, y'all should be turning to me. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all not, oh, y'all worshiping idols. Y'all need to turn to me. Y'all turn to Assyria. Y'all need to turn to me. And God has been belaboring this point for like probably 15 chapters on and off, bro. And it's coming to a head at this point right now. And so when you mentioned earlier that, bro, it's like all of the prophecy that Isaiah has been doing now is intersecting at the history of it, bro.
Yeah.
I find that to be very true and accurate, bro, because we learn about the prophecy, and you can get so caught up because sometimes they speak in the near future, sometimes in regard to Isaiah, but sometimes they talk about end time prophecy, even in Isaiah, right? But now you could see where this thing that I've been talking about is now at its head.
Yeah.
And we don't know which direction it'll go. We don't know if God is going to be victorious or if the Assyrians are going to be victorious. But we do know that the Assyrians have a mighty head start.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they're rubbing it in, bro, for lack of better words. You see the text I just read about Egypt?
Yeah.
Does Rob Shakay, he just said, bro, you rely on Egypt. Egypt is like a twig. You lean on it.
Bro.
No, you lean on, you get pierced. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You hurt yourself. And what the text just say? Therefore shall the protection of Pharaoh turn to your shame, and the shelter in the shadow of Egypt to your humiliation. They're going to double cross you.
Yep.
And Rob Shakay is like, bro, these the people you trust in? They snakes, bro. These snaky people, bro. How could you trust them? That's number one. Number two, he say, bro, why do you feel like your God is powerful? Why? What are you basing this on, bro? We were just having a conversation off mic when you talk about when you lead a church. Some people have an opinion of something that is non-doctrinal, bro. They just feel like this is wicked. What are you basing this off? What is the evidence that you support? That's a rational thing for a human to say. Rob Shakay is saying, but rationally, why are you trusting this God, bro?
Yeah.
Why are you trusting him? Any God you turn to, I've already defeated their nation, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
You need to trust in me.
Yeah, exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's like a very like underlining also like you could say conflict, where it's not just about kingdom and kingdom, it's actually like a battle between gods.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's just like, bro, like this is the expansion. We're expanding our empire, but also like our king, our God is like defeating everything. And if the track record is, I got literally like 49-0, like what makes you any different?
Mm-hmm.
And what makes who you believe in any different? And even the help is super vivid when he says like, bro, you're gonna lean on it and they're gonna you're gonna get stabbed, because of it. Talking about like there's no help. Like Israel or Egypt is like, bro, like a wet noodle chair of IKEA, bro. Like just like it's not gonna be helpful at all. And what's crazy is that he's also in a way preaching back what Isaiah's been saying to them.
Exactly.
So it's kind of crazy when your enemy is preaching back a point to you from your own prophet, from the verses that you read.
Because I'm like, you even go to like, which verse you read from again? Just now, when
30 verse 1-3.
Because I'm like, you go to Isaiah 7. Isaiah 7. In that day, that the Lord will whistle. In that day, the Lord will whistle for the flies from the Nile Delta in Egypt, and for the bees from the land of Assyria. They will come and settle in the steep ravines and in the crevices of the rocks, in the thorn bushes and all the water holes. In that day, the Lord will use the razor hired from beyond the Euphrates River, the king of Assyria, to shave your head and private parts and cut off your beard also. In that day, a person will give alive a young cow and 2 goats, and because of the abundance of milk they gave, they will be cursed to eat. All who remain in the land will eat curds and honey. In that day, every place where they were 1,000 vines worth of 1,000 silver shekels, there will be only briars and thorns. And then in verse top day, they also talk about like the king of Assyria also is going to come and enact your God's judgment.
Yeah.
So is interesting now, right? I even thinking, put yourself in like Eliakim's, Shebna's, and who's the next one? Joab.
Yeah.
Imagine putting yourself in their predicament now, right? One, all these nations around you just get conquered.
Israel just get wiped out.
Judah get wiped out a while ago too.
No, but like Israel, the whole nation, they had just taken them all away.
A bunch of fortified cities. All you hearing about all these other nations that the king of Assyria is already rolling through.
Yeah.
You remember now what your own prophet has told you, the king before this king and this king was going to happen. You've heard these prophecies. And now you there thinking like, but what do we do? What do we do? Do we say we trust God and God already prophesied that we're going to get conquered? I'm putting myself in this human instinct now.
Yeah.
God already told me this gonna happen. So now my human instinct now is trying to protect myself.
Yeah.
So now I can't trust you because I know you won't conquer me.
For sure.
You telling me I can't trust Egypt.
Yeah.
But who else I can trust?
Right.
Who else?
And that's the weird part when you start thinking about it right now. Grant, I ain't saying they right, but like you put yourself in that predicament. What else I gonna do? I am trying to escape the judgment of God right now.
Yeah.
You already telling me that this gonna happen. Now this guy sending one of his leaders of his army, who apparently ain't even the strongest one.
No.
He buy my water supply, could poison my water supply, and now he telling me what I gonna do, who I gonna trust.
Yeah.
And he even kind of mocking you in a sense, saying, bro, God send me. And deep down, I kind of know he right.
Yeah.
That's what I was telling Wilfredo, bro. I was like, bro, what do you do when what the enemy is saying is true, bro? What do you do when the enemy is telling the truth?
I'm thinking like because he's right about Egypt, right? They were relying on the horses of Egypt, the chariots of Egypt, right? But then it's like, bro, like we fought them and they underperformed.
Yeah.
Like we rolled over them.
Yeah, bro.
And you're just like, dang, bro, like who? Like, then it's a super valid question as to like, who do you turn to? And I think it's crazy because he even implies that question in verse 7, right? He's like having this conversation, bro. This dude is like talking about this speech is crazy because he's just tactically like hitting every argument. He even like does rhetorical questions, right? He's like, but if you say, he's like, if you say we trust in Yahweh our God, is it not He whose high places and altars Hezekiah removed, saying, you shall worship before this altar? And that's so diabolical because what he's doing is he's looking at the reform. He knows about the reforms, but then he's viewing them from his pagan lens of like,
that's exactly what I was thinking.
you know, where he's just like, bro, like he's twisting.
You're working against yourself.
Yeah.
You just because if you think about it, right, they've been malpracticing Jews for so long, right? Now we know that y'all serve Yahweh, right? But we know that y'all had high places this whole time.
Yeah.
For like probably, let's say 100 years, y'all have had these high places. Now all of a sudden, this new king of the nation that serves Yahweh is coming to destroy all of the high places. It's like, bro, you want me to be afraid of this God, right? When you just destroyed half of his altars? You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense. You feel me? So like to him, he like, bro, y'all just unorganized as a religion, bro.
He's literally like misreading everything about the covenant theology of them. Where he's just like, bro, you guys definitely ain't gonna win.
Right.
Like the God that you're supposed to, you're removing everything that would bring you victory, right? That would claim as a believer. And he, again, the disrespect, I think you brought it up earlier, in verse 8, where he's like, come now, make a wager with my master. I will give you 2,000 horses if you're able to set riders on them.
Exactly. The thing you need, I'm going to give it to you. And guess what? You need the people to put on them, bro.
You was just going to Egypt for them. I'll give you the horses. Come, make an alliance with me, right? But let me tell you why this is essentially diabolical. And I know this the bedrock of this conversation has been how diabolical this man is, right? But, bro, Ahaz had already been paying them. It's like the bully, not even the bully. The mob, right?
Yeah.
They see you bring in your shipment of whatever potatoes from one state to the other. They intersect you on the railroad, and they say, hey, I can rob you of all your potatoes right now, or you could pay me and I'll allow you safe passage, right? Extortion, just classic extortion, right?
Yeah.
Ahaz has been extorted from the Assyrians already. Now Ahaz's son is coming, and he said, bro, I ain't paying you no more. And they say, okay, we're gonna get back to extorting, right? But let me tell you something that's even crazier, bro. In 2 Kings chapter 18, verse 14, and there's something they don't mention in here, right? It's not like Hezekiah was just like, nah, I ain't doing it, bro. I stand 10 toes with God. Rabshakeh and the Assyrians and all of their tricks, it weighed down on him, bro. If we read verse 14, it says, then Hezekiah, king of Judah, sent the king of Assyria at Lachish, saying, I have done wrong. Withdraw from me. Whatever you impose on me, I will bear. So the king of Assyria required Hezekiah of Judah 300 talents of silver and 30 talents of gold. Hezekiah gave him all the silver which was in the house of the Lord and in the treasuries of the king's house. At that time, Hezekiah cut the gold from the doors of the temple of the Lord and from the doorposts which Hezekiah, king of Judah, had overlaid, and gave it to the king of Assyria. So not these ain't empty threats, and it's not like Isaiah is winning the credibility battle right now.
Yeah.
Rabshakeh has definitely won over the hearts of, not even the hearts, but he's taken the heart and the courage even from the king of Israel to the point where he like, bruh, I could just give in. But where they went wrong is that they did that and they continued to extort. They continued to extort to the point where Hezekiah had no choice but to turn to God. You see what I'm saying? And that's something we probably get into in another chapter.
No, for sure. I think it's I know for specifically in this chapter, it does lead to a certain response, which was almost anticlimactic.
Mm.
You know, if there's like a word I would put, is like anti for this like chapter as well. Like the Rabs, bro. He's coming in like an anti. First of all, he's an envoy, which is like he's coming with the authority of the king. So it's like the king is speaking himself.
Right.
But he comes in as like an anti-Isaiah, right? His whole speech is a sermon in reverse. Like he's using all these like ways that Isaiah would speak, you know, but just letting them know like, oh, even your God, like your God's on, bro. Like, what makes you think God didn't send me, bro?
Bro, that's crazy.
That's like
He's saying he's the prophet, bro. God send me, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's like, so he's like
That's
an anti-prophet, bro. This is an anti-sermon, bro. Like everything is just like, and you would think how they would respond is like, yo, we're about to just jump off these walls and just, you know, I'm a land on buddy and just hit him, bro, or something like that. Bro. It's
something
on.
Zealous.
You know, and then he builds it up and he's poking to get just a response. I'm talking about from the whole speech is some crazy like propaganda, bro. And how they respond. Did we even read that?
I was about to get. Let's get to it.
Okay, okay.
Verse 11 is even more diabolical to me too. It's just extra layers, right?
Yeah.
So you get verse 11. Then Eliakim, Shebna, and Joah said to the Rab, "Please speak to your servants in Aramaic, for we understand
I forgot
it.
about this part. Bro.
Yeah.
And do not speak to us in Hebrew in the hearing of the people who are on the wall."
Yeah.
So think about this, right? They saying, "Boy, because Aramaic back then was like the official diplomatic language.
Yeah.
Speak to us in that language because these commoners can't understand the language. We understand it, and we know you speak it." Your boys say,
No.
Hold on. You think this message just for you, eh? No, this message for everybody. I am talking in Hebrew. Can you not understand Hebrew?
Boy, that's crazy.
Is this not your language?
Bro, that's crazy, bro.
No, I'm talking to you in your language. I'm not switching it up. This message for everybody. I don't care if these people get demoralized. I am here to let you know we mean business. We coming to destroy y'all and we coming to take y'all. That's for everybody. Don't think y'all just got hide behind them. No, I want them. No, I want them to be scared. I want them to put pressure on y'all to fool.
Yo, it's public humiliation.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Public humiliation, bro. And what's crazy is like, bro, and again, the word I keep bringing up is that propaganda, because that's what's used. Bro, this guy, I was looking into it, he reminded me a lot of like Nazis, bro.
I was thinking that in my head too. I said, I don't know what make that Nazi, but go for it. I
Yeah,
agree.
nah, bro.
Go for it.
No, it's a straight up like just Nazi propaganda where like the psychological like attack wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna kill. It's like, no, I'm not talking to the leaders. I'm trying to get to the people.
Yep.
Because if I can get the fear in the people, everything's gonna start falling apart.
Gonna
You know,
propagate down.
I mean, just everything. So like that's what was crazy. He's like, yo, no, talk to us in Arabic. No.
Nope.
I'm talking to everybody. You know, to all y'all looking like doomed furnitures, bro, just on this wall, bro. Like every single one of y'all is like done. And then he uses siege language to let them know, and they really know like he's serious. He's like, bro, y'all gonna be eating your dung and drinking your urine,
Bro, and that's not an empty threat.
Oh yeah, verse 12. But the Rab said, Has my master sent me to your master and to you to speak these words, and not to the men who sit on the wall, who will eat and drink their own waste with you.
Yeah. And he's being dead serious about like, you know, you're gonna eat your feces and drink your urine. That's what the Hebrew says. Bro, when it's crazy, he's like, it's not an empty threat.
No.
You're fortified cities that we literally just steamrolled over.
Yep.
Like this is what we're known to do. You know, and I'm speaking past the leadership and I'm talking directly to the people so that the people then could spread that information to the rest of the city and just start putting fear.
And all you got to do is pay me, and I can make it all go away.
Yeah.
I can make it all go away. Just pay me, and I can make it all go
This
away,
man
bro.
Suge Knight, bro. This
Tell you, bro.
Wow.
Got him in a 360 deal, bro.
No, wow.
This man is Suge in the 90s, bro. This
I'm
is
telling
like
you, bro.
death row.
Yeah, bro.
And he's literally telling them, like, you're on death row.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this would be the end of the line.
Bro, and you know, it is so crazy because it's like, you could easily say, I want people to know that do what I say or die. But it's like, nah, bro, I'm not even killing the people on the wall, bro. I'm just starving them, bro. They're not gonna have any water, right? I'm saying this by the water supply, so you know it's not gonna be no water.
Yeah.
And y'all are not gonna have any food, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm dead serious.
And so y'all gonna have to eat your own remains, like waste and stuff like that. And if you think about a fortified city, bro, it's one way, I ain't gonna say one way in and one way out, but it's like, bro, it's like you in your house, right? If you stay in your house all year, eventually the food and the supplies are gonna go away, bro. You're gonna have to come outside, or you're gonna have somebody bring something inside for you eventually, right? You in a fortified city, these people on the wall listening to saying, bro, I am going to make sure nothing else is coming in here, bro. You know? And I'm speaking it in your language, so you don't misconstrue what I say, bro. I want you to hear exactly what I'm trying to say.
And then we start going on verse 13. He said, he all right. I tired of talking to y'all. Let me talk to everybody. Then the Rab stood and called out with a loud voice in Hebrew and said, Hear the words of the great king of Assyria. Thus says the king, do not let Hezekiah deceive you, for he will not be able to deliver you. Nor let Hezekiah make you trust in the Lord, saying, the Lord will surely deliver us. This city will not be given to the hand of the king of Assyria. Do not listen to Hezekiah. For thus says the king of Assyria, make peace with me by a present and come out to me. And every one of you eat from his own vine, and every one of you from his own fig tree, and every one of you drink from the waters of his own cistern, until I come to take you away to a land like your own, a land of green and new wine, a land of bread and vineyards. Beware, lest Hezekiah persuade you, saying, the Lord will deliver us. Has any one of the gods of the nations delivered its land from the hand of the king of Assyria? Where are the gods of Hamath and Arpad? Where are the gods of Serviam? Indeed, have they not delivered Samaria from my hand? Who among all the gods of these lands have delivered their countries from my hand? That the Lord shall deliver Jerusalem from my hand.
Right.
But they held their peace and answered him not a word, for the king's commandment was, do not answer him. Then Eliakim and Hilkiah, who was over the household, Shebna the scribe, and Joah the son of Asaph the recorder, came to Hezekiah with their clothes torn, and told him the words of the Rab.
Yeah. Again, another sermon. Another sermon, bro. He's literally, when he says like that loud voice, that's prophetic formula that Isaiah uses every time he's speaking. So he's almost mimicking, and I think like almost like a parody of Isaiah and what he's doing, using that same like language. And what's interesting about the name Hezekiah, I think he's playing on that every time he talks about like strength. Because Hezekiah means Yahweh strengthens.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just like, bro, you're trying to lean on whose strength?
Oh my goodness.
Bro, this dude is,
Yeah, but no,
oh,
bro.
talking about a
he's-
wordsmith?
Yeah, no, he's a sicko, bro. This is a sick mind, bro. Like, he's effective too. But it comes to my point where it's like, what do you do when what the enemy says is true, right? I feel like one of the, and I got this from Great Controversy. One of the best safeguards, bro, against the enemy is thus saith the Lord, right?
Mm.
In the book of Deuteronomy, God speaks to Moses and the people, telling them how to know when someone is a false prophet, right? Well, you have to test them. You have to test them to see if they are a false prophet or not. And what they say has to come true, right? But that's not all. Being truthful does not make you a prophet and does not make you of God or from God, right? But if somebody is telling the truth, what if somebody says something and it comes to pass and then they lead you away from God? This is my way of testing you. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what God say in fact check. I can't remember the text in Deuteronomy. How to test the prophet, right? We have so many people in the world today, Christian, non-Christian, that come with truths, bro. Most political figures, bro, who people love, especially who Christians love, they give you a lot of truth and a lot of harmful narrative on the right or left, no matter which side you on, bro.
Yeah,
Because I can call people from both sides who do this type of thing, right?
Yeah.
And it's it's Christians who like the truths that they give, and they latch on to that, bro. And they willing to ignore all of the harmful things that are said. You know what I'm saying? Harmful, unchristlike things that are said, right?
Yeah.
And I think as Christians, bro, a safeguard, and this is what I got from Great Controversy. Thus saith the Lord is our safeguard, bro. When Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, the devil was not lying, bro. He ain't come to him lying, bro. He was like, bro, bow down to me, I'll give you all these kingdoms, bro. Facts, bro. And how do we know he could do that? It's because we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers and spiritual wickedness and high places and all that. The devil have authority to give you all of these things. He said, bro, turn. If you're hungry, turn the stone into bread. You could have did that, bro. You see what I'm saying? And if you're the son of man, jump off and prove it to me. Prove it to me, bro. Like, he ain't tell God to do anything that is a sin. But God respond by saying, thus saith the Lord, do not tempt the Lord. You know what I mean? What was it? Do not tempt the Lord.
Man shall live by bread
Man shall
alone.
live by bread
Bread alone, but
bread
by the word
alone.
that proceedeth out of the mouth of
Exactly.
God.
So Jesus responded by thus saith the Lord.
Yeah.
Because being truthful, quoting scripture, all these things, that's not enough, bro. What is the relation to God, bro? Is this thing truthful but bringing me away from God? You know what I'm saying? And that's the sermon that I got just now. Because I'm like, bro, the whole time I'm listening to this, I'm like, bro, God, am I at fault if Rabshakeh comes to me and tells me every reason why what I am doing is not going to work? Although you tell me what I'm doing is going to work. God tell me it's going to work. But I have no evidence to support that, right? And the Bible say a promise is a comfort to a fool, bro, right? But granted, that don't apply to God, right? God keeps his promises. But somebody is coming with tangible evidence, bro, as to why this is not going to work. And I am not, I'm supposed to believe the if, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, bro, what this person who's giving me the tangible evidence, what is his thesis statement, bro? His thesis is trust me.
Yeah.
That's where it's like, I find the not the loophole, but I find the chink in your armor, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you had me. I was following you. But what is the conclusion of the matter, bro? It's not fair, God, you know what I'm saying, keep his commandments. The conclusion of the matter is trust in me.
Yeah.
You know?
Trust in me, get into this blessing with me. And it was crazy because, like, there is, you know, everything this dude is saying, like, if I were to put, like, as a who would I compare it to in history? You know, I'm talking about, like, the Nazi. But he's actually, like, the best comparison is, like, the devil, the accuser himself. Where it's just like, no, like, I'll talk to you in your language.
Yeah.
Like, I'll twist and distort, you know, theology and, like, the word of God to you.
Yep.
You know, with the whole intention is to just, you can believe in God all you want. That don't matter to me. Just don't trust him.
Don't trust him, bro.
Just don't trust him. Trust me.
Yeah.
You know, and I will tell you, like, you know, there's things that we were talking about this yesterday or today, man, where it was like, it's from the very beginning of Genesis, bro. Like, when he's like, hey, listen, you know, you want to be more like God? You want to know good and evil? Like, eat the fruit.
Eat the fruit. Was
You
he
know,
lying though?
and he was not lying.
He was not
surely
lying,
die.
bro. That's the crazy thing, bro.
The lie was, you shall not surely die.
Right.
Right. But what he was saying wasn't like, because at the end of the, you know, before they get kicked out, or the reason why they get kicked out was like, hey, listen, like now man is like us, they know good and evil. So he wasn't necessarily like lying. It was like a 99% truth with like 1% lie.
He
Which
just
is
didn't
like,
tell you the ramifications of
Yeah.
being like God.
and the trust is just shifted. The trust shifts. But there's something that you mentioned where it's like, yo, like God gives promises, but the evidence, the thing is that God does give evidence. God's word always has weight. How is that? Like, if you look at like in Romans, like I think it's like the first 2 chapters where it says like creation itself testifies that you can trust God.
Yep.
Bro, so the fact that God is like, you know, if I give you a promise, you can bank on it because the ground that you're standing on, the sun that you're seeing, the light that even you're seeing, the trees around you,
All testify.
lets you know my word has weight.
But let me even beyond
You know.
that, bro. I said this probably 20 minutes ago. Bro, we have gone through like 15 chapters in a row that prophesy of this very moment, right? So
That's the
then
thing.
at the same time, there's been page after page after page. Isaiah preached sermon after sermon after sermon, just for people even like me to say, hey, God is telling them to trust in him with no evidence. But it's like, no, I prophesy that even I prophesy that the country that's going to battle against you. I prophesy that Egypt isn't gonna support you. Lebanon, you know what I'm saying? Like I gave you all of this stuff already, bro. And sometimes I look at the people in the text and I'm like, bro, how could you not have faith, bro? The prophet laid it out for you, right? And then I think about how we now live in end time prophecy. You know what I'm saying? And it's so easy for us, bro. I follow the Doomsday Adventist pages, bro, just so they can keep me abreast of any prophecy that has been fulfilled that I might have missed. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't seeing, you know what I'm saying? Because like, just because you have the text, that don't mean you applying it. That don't mean you locking. That don't mean you praying for the Holy Spirit. That don't mean you actually even care for real. And just living in what we've been calling, quote unquote, the end time for some time. It helps me to know how easy it is, bro, for prophecy to just go fall on deaf ears, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah. No. And I think we fall into what this man is saying, which is like, yo, enter into a blessing with me. Right? That's what when he talks about in verse 16, right? Don't listen to Hezekiah, for thus says the king of Assyria. Again, kind of speaking with that prophetic tone, right? Make your peace with me and come out to me. Then each of you will eat of his own vine, and each one of his own fig tree, and each one will drink the water of his own cistern. And it's almost like this Edenic promise. Like, this is the promised land, bro. The milk and the honey, the fig trees, like I could give that to you. And when he says, enter into a peace with me, again, this dude is cold, bro. He's cold. And he's also highly intelligent because he's taking a specific word used in covenant language, right? Which is that peace word there. And which could be translated as blessing. And what he's saying is like, he's like, enter into this blessing with me. It's like surrender language, bro. That they would understand as Hebrews.
And Isaiah just was preaching on perfect peace, bro. I think.
And he's offering them a
That was
peace.
a couple chapters ago.
Yeah, it might have been Isaiah 30, 32, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but Isaiah's he's already preached this sermon. Enter into perfect peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he's saying, oh, you know, this chapter, bro, I wondered how, because just a little breaking the fourth wall a little bit. When I spoke to Wilfredo about this yesterday, I was like, bro, if you, because he's in town, and I'm like, bro, if you come through, we're gonna be doing the pod XYZ. This is the chapters, and he's mad excited. He's like, bro, I got page after page. Bro, I wrote so much notes, right? And I'm here thinking, bro, it's only 21 verses, bro. I don't know how you have. I don't know how you have more than one page of notes on this, bro. You know what I'm saying,
bro?
But the more we speak about it, bro, the more it's like, bro, this is a very deep chapter, and I'm sure every chapter is like this, bro. And I'm just glad that God is blessing us to even peel the layers like this.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Yeah, man. As I was reading through it, bro, I was just thinking of just like the last question you were bringing up. What you were saying was like today, because it's easy to look at these people from back then, but oh, bro, how can you keep doing this, bro? Like, how can you keep? And it's just like, bro, like I know personally, I have listened to the Rab, right? Because again, aside from like another character that he could be like, is the voice that is inside me, right? It's the voice of ourself, which is like, bro, do you really trust God in this thing right here, bro? Like, bro, just do this instead and like get the results, you know? Or like, man, just you're seeking for this peace, and this trust, and like everything but God, you know? And here it is where it's just like, I've been this dude to myself, you know? And it's like, yo, you can get the fruit, the rewards without the faithfulness. That's what he's saying. Like, yo, I can give you the land. I can give you the fruits. I can give you all this. But you don't even got to be faithful to anything. We could even like just shortcut all that. Just trust me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll have your own things, bro. Your own system, your own fruits. Like, you'll have whatever you need. The land you're talking about, bro, I'll give it to you. It's crazy. It's almost like a threat too. He's like, until I come and take you away to a land like your own.
And I read that part and I'm like, bro, I'm already in a line.
I was gonna say, like, why I gotta leave?
Why are you bringing me to a line? I'm here already. You know what I'm saying? But and this is probably my last point, bro. I ain't got much more in the tank. You know what I'm saying? But and y'all could cook with however long y'all want. But
This guy.
I'm just saying, just because I using my last opinion, that don't mean y'all have to. You know what I'm saying?
Go for it.
So the thing, the next sermon that I hear in this is a sermon that I preach. It's an element of a lot of sermons that I've preached, right? That we have earthly blessings, right? But at the same time, this is not our destination, right? I put out a song a couple of years ago called Destination, right? Because I'm like, bro, we're just in transit here, you know? The prodigal son is a story that is so touching to me that I wrote songs about it. I was trying to make an album about it. And while I was writing the album, I was just reading all type of commentary and just people's opinions, you know, Wikipedia. And I remember I stumbled across something. It wasn't even a Christian. I think it might have even been Wikipedia, but it was something that was trying to break down the irony in the prodigal son. And the irony was that the son wanted his inheritance before his father died. And that just was so crazy to me. Because obviously somebody could give you their inheritance before they die, right? But that's not what inheritance is. An inheritance is like, bro, I'm leaving this for you. You know what I'm saying? But the prodigal son was like, bro, I'm trying to cut the line.
Yeah.
I want heaven on earth, right? There is a one activist, bro, like he's popular. And one of his things against Christianity is like, bro, no, I look around and the white man have their heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? The Jews have their heaven on earth. This nation of their heaven on earth. Any religion that tells you that you have to die to get to heaven, I do not want a part of that, right? And that made me sad because it reminded me of the prodigal son once again, bro. And it's the same thing with Rabshakeh is saying to these people, bro. You can be, and he's not being as intuitive as this, but this is the truth. You can be disciplined and wait on the Lord. Not waiting on the Lord is what got you here. Yeah. But now that you're here, it doesn't do you any favors to not wait on him now. You can be disciplined and wait on the Lord. It's going to be a little uncomfortable, but you're going to be benefited from this. It's going to be a rewarding experience. Yeah. Or you could take what I'm giving you now. You could cut the line. You don't have to be disciplined to God. You don't have to have morals. You don't have to do this, that, and the third. And I'm just going to spoon feed you this one thing. Yeah. In the same way, the prodigal son is not going to, he does not want to wait until his father passes on for me to get the reward. I want this now. In the same way, there are a lot of people, Christian or non-Christian, bro, I do not want to live life like Christ. I do not want to live a righteous life. I want to turn up all the pleasure sliders right now and have everything right now on earth before we go to heaven, you know? And to me, I see that right here in this text. He's saying, bro, just do this one thing that is directly opposing what God has already told you to do, right? Once again, Hezekiah's father already failed in this way.
Exactly.
So they
just keep running that way.
You know what I'm saying? I give you the same, this is a generational curse at this point, bro. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you this
same location.
The same ultimatum, bro. You're in the same location. What you gonna do? You're gonna take the quick route, you know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna take the path less traveled, you know?
Yeah. And I feel like shortcuts become detours, bro. It always goes that route, bro. And he's very, And then he gives the evidence to it, right? Kind of going back to the text where he's like, yo, every other God, like in that has, or every other city that has like banked on their God to like save them, like, bro, what makes you any different? Don't be misled, is what he says, right? He's like, beware, don't be misled. It's almost like, I care for you. This dude is sadistic, bro. He's like, I care for you. I can see him like trying to like rub your head, like what is it?
I don't want to have to do this to you.
I don't want to. I don't want to see you go. Yo, beware. He's misleading you. He's a cult leader, right? He wants you to drink the Kool-Aid, bro. Like he's misleading you by saying the Lord will deliver us, which is interesting. Because I feel like the rhetoric and the form that we see later when Jesus is on the cross, and they're like, oh yeah, no, God said he'll save him. Let God save him. Let's see if he can do
himself,
it. Save himself. Same kind of like style of like wording. And what he's doing is he's kind of like really trying to get them to believe the deception that faith is insanity and like hope is delusional.
Right.
Trying to kill their hope.
Unless it's tied to me.
because
Bro.
because I'm coming with evidence. I'm not coming with the evidence of things so far. I'm coming with evidence, bro. Like,
It's
you know
such
what I'm
a
saying?
toxic relationship, bro. where like it's like like those relationships were like so toxic where like the person like literally like just warps the person's mind. Where it's like, you're nothing without me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But by the way, like can I borrow your car?
Stockholm syndrome.
By the way, like can I stay at your house? But you're nothing without
But
me.
you're nothing without me.
You're nothing without me.
Right.
And it's just like, dude, like you're missing the point. And then he goes off the list of just like the gods and all this stuff.
What I find so interesting too, right? Like the same gods he listed off. Israel is in this predicament right now. Judah's in this predicament because they wanted to be like these other nations worshiping these particular gods. And it's like the same scenario where had you only just stayed true to this God, to your one true God, who now the Abreathoffreshairpodcast is trying to get you to not believe in, you would have been okay. And I think that's just so interesting. Like all these gods right here, I'm just sitting down like, oh, like this is like you guys literally had altars to these gods that Hezekiah made you tear down. These are the same gods that couldn't deliver these other nations. He's telling you, oh, what about these other nations? There are other gods. In one vein, you shouldn't even care about that because you know you worship the one true God.
Yeah.
And even though the one true God has already put you to this punishment, the one true God also told you that you will not be fully destroyed. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you still know you have to go through your punishment, but you still have a message of hope on the other side. And he is really trying to kill the message of hope.
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's what's so like interesting about it. Like, they already know how their story should end because they already have the prophecy. Now, do you have to walk through the fire? Yes. But you know when you come out of this fire, you're going to be something better. But he's like, nah, forget all that other stuff. I'm here now. I'm killing this message of hope. Your only hope is me. Forget all these other gods. Your God is going to be just like these other gods. Not realizing again that you guys worship the one true God. Like you shouldn't fall to this message of hopelessness.
Yeah.
You shouldn't fall to this message of, oh, I can't trust God anymore. Because and it's so funny because if we go back 1,000 years ago, all these other nations were in fear of your God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what's so funny. Like all these other nations, they were like, bro, the Israelite God, we can't mess with them. You know what I'm saying? Balaam was on the mountain saying, bro, I can't curse them. You got to get them to curse themselves because they God too powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now you fast forward these years, you guys wanted to be like these other nations so much. You guys wanted a king. After the king, you guys wanted to reject your God and worship these other nations' gods. And now you're in this predicament. And all this could have been avoided. But it's human nature, unfortunately.
And I think it's also human nature that he's appealing to, which is focusing on statistics.
Yeah.
Right? Which can then be applied to like today. Right? I think what you were kind of alluding to and I was thinking of is like walk by faith, not by sight. Which is clearly that he's like, I need you to look at what's happening.
Yep.
Like, but faith in the prophecies and God saying like, bro, just have faith. You may not see it right now, but this army that's walking up against you, like, bro, nothing's gonna happen, bro. And you're just like, but that's not how it looks. That's not how it looks.
Right.
Like, I'm about to catch this whooping right now. And he's like, God's like, yo, don't worry about what, like, don't worry about how it looks. And this dude is like, no. Like,
No, trust me.
Listen,
Here's
here's a spreadsheet.
Yeah, worry about how it looks, bro.
Yeah. Worry about how it
We
looks,
mean
bro,
business.
right? You know, just
We
forget
got the receipts.
like, literally, bro. And he's just going in on this whole sermon that he's giving, really. And you would think the response would be like attack, right? Or like clap back or talk back or rebuttal.
Mhm.
But what they do is just stay silent.
Mm-hmm.
Like quiet. And it's not like a quiet, because I was looking into the word. It's not just like a quiet that's like, oh, it's passive, but it's like it's an intentional restraint.
It's restraint.
Like, no. Like this is the statement.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that we're not gonna respond. Which probably infuriated that man.
For sure.
Like
For sure. You know what it is when you looking for a good argument, bro,
Mm-hmm.
and the person ain't giving it back to you, bro.
Just there-
Like,
Frustrated.
like,
bro.
what is this? And I think that's an amazing like response to when, you know, the inner, you know, Rob, whatever his name is, the Rob speaks, right? Either like the accuser of the brethren, or someone that's in the same spirit of like this characteristic of like just straight up going through, bro, where it's like, I don't need to respond, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna respond because someone is gonna talk, and it's not gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the administrative team came up on the wall, so they had all the rights to address.
Yeah, they're the talkers, bro, the scribes and, you know, the wise men, you know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because it was actually Hezekiah's order for no one to speak
Yeah, no one to talk.
until Isaiah speaks.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what Eliakim does, right? Shebna is a scribe, so that means he knows languages. That means he's well read. He's intelligent. Joab is the son of Asaph, right? Which means they the poets.
Yeah,
So we're not. We can rebut what you're saying, bro. Like we have speakers, bro. We have people that are knowledgeable, you know, and know enough to respond.
Eliakim was like the palace administrator.
Right. Okay. Cool. So so it's like they have like a dream team of people.
They sharp dudes.
Yeah, sharp, and they are able to talk, and they have done that before. But Hezekiah told them, bro, nah, say a word, man.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, bro, it's you have like, it's literally like the dream team. If you were to see like today, it'll be like the chief of staff, the prime minister,
That's what I'm
the
saying.
steward of the house. You got the secretary of state, communications, diplomatic messenger. Then you got the historian, the press secretary, right? Just shaping
Crafting
the
the
memory.
message.
You know, so you have these people that are literally like well qualified in all areas of the government, you know, and they have literally to speak, but they have the authority to speak, but only God's word through Isaiah is what shifts the story. So they just stay quiet, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I think the overall takeaway, even with that, is, bro, is that everything does not deserve a response, bro. You know, like, it's like people can say stuff about you, right? But if you don't accept it, bro, like these things falling on deaf ears type situation. You know what I'm saying? If you don't give life to what is happening, you know. I remember one time I prayed to God when I turned 30, bro. I prayed to God. I say, Lord, teach me how to be more patient. Boy, I telling y'all, if y'all Christians and y'all want to be more patient, be prepared for that prayer, bro.
And that's be the thing, boy. You pray for it, God say, all right.
God say, all right, and He said, by
All I giving you is
Bro,
My good- bro.
it doesn't come as a gift. Like, it doesn't come like an Amazon.
no,
It doesn't
bro.
come like an Amazon package.
No, bro.
no, but God can be sending you instances where you have to practice
Someone
your patience.
that's exactly what I'm trying to say. But somebody try my life, bro. Not my life physically, but somebody try me, bro. And I didn't realize how deep they try me until I had already left. And I was like, boy, this dude really tried to sun me just now. You know what I'm saying? And I let it go, bro. But every day I wake up, I was equally as mad. I was just as mad every single day, bro. Because to me, it's like, bro, no, I have to put this to rest, bro.
You really disrespecting me.
He disrespect me, but then at the same time, you know what I tell myself? Bro, if you don't do nothing, he right.
Oh, no. That's
He disrespect you, bro. And if you don't check that, he is correct in his assessment, bro. You see what I'm saying?
Mercy.
And so, like, it's like, how do you respond to the enemy? How do you respond to the enemy? You know what I'm saying? The Bible say, resist the devil and he shall flee, bro, right? But if we chime in every time, if we engage every single time, bro, you lost, bro.
Yeah.
You lose, bro. Sometimes it's best to just keep your mouth shut, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
Silence is a strategy
Yeah.
of faith.
Wow.
I agree.
Where it's just like that, man. Where it's just like, hey, bro, because the devil wants to like get you out of character, right? When you, especially like if you look at there's a passage that came to mind, man. You bringing it up. It's in Ephesians, I think it's chapter 6, the whole armor of God, right? You know, when you read that passage, bro, it's God's armor. Like, it's God's armor. And especially in that time, like when you would wear someone else's armor, you won because they believed like you won because of the armor you were wearing.
Yeah.
So the person who the armor belonged to is the one that got the credit.
Okay.
Right? That's why Saul was telling David, put my armor on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Put
That's
my
crazy.
armor on.
Yeah.
But that's like nah, like it doesn't
I
fit
can't
me.
do it. Yeah.
You know, but the thing is that when you read that passage, and Paul is talking about the armor of God and all that stuff, it's never to march anywhere, it's to stand your ground. And the main thing is just, bro, that ground's already yours. The devil is just trying to get you to
Move off your spot. Yeah.
And that's that being like moving out of character, right? And I'll just say there's one thing, because you definitely brought it up. It's like when you're praying for God, like, yo, the fruits of the spirit are produced dealing with people. Like there is no like or in situations where it's just like, oh, I could just go and buy like the fruit of joy or peace or patience.
Right.
You know, like you have to like literally cultivate it dealing with situations and with people, bro. And it's difficult because when you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior and you're born again, I think sometimes we forget that you got to grow up again.
Mercy.
And by growing up again, like you're growing up with siblings. And sometimes, I don't know about y'all, but like I have 5 siblings. So growing up, it was 6 of us. So like we're all different temperaments, different characters, different patience levels and stuff like that, bro. And then you step out into the world and like you're dealing with other people. Like that's how your character's being refined, is in those situations. So that prayer, bro, is dangerous, bro. Like, God, give me patience.
Bro, that's crazy.
Like,
I ain't did it since. I'll let you know. I gotta be ready. I gotta be ready for that, bro.
So you gotta be careful what you pray for.
For real.
Yo, facts.
Yeah, but we appreciate you coming on,
Yeah,
bro.
man, it's been great.
Yeah, man.
Listen to me,
great.
bro. I could talk all night, bro, but I know I gotta edit this and upload this because
Yeah.
we recording this on Thursday. This dropping
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow, which is the day for y'all. So,
Fox.
all right, y'all. Peace. Till next
Peace.
time.
Peace.
Bro.
Isaiah 36 recounts Assyria's invasion of Judah during Hezekiah's reign. The Assyrian field commander, the Rabshakeh, delivered a speech mocking Judah's trust in Egypt and in God, claiming that no god or nation had been able to stop Assyria. Hezekiah's officials, Eliakim, Shebna, and Joah, listened in silence and tore their clothes in grief, as instructed by the king, showing their desperation. The chapter sets the stage for a dramatic confrontation, highlighting Judah's choice between fear and faith as they face overwhelming military power and blasphemous taunts against the living God. But we'll talk more about this story on the next episode of A Breath of Fresh Air. Tonight's episode included voice acting by your host, Nakhaz. Remember to go ahead and research on your own in order to get a more firm understanding of tonight's episode. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. You can follow us on social media at A Breath of Fresh Air Pod on Instagram and BOFAPOD on Twitter. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next week.